Ethertide, Book 1, The Fractured Sky, Chapter 1, When the Sky Trembled. The sky had always felt alive to Kaelis Virel. Not just bright, not just endless. Alive. It hummed some mornings, a quiet vibration beneath the windmills and market stalls. It shimmered at dusk, like it was breathing between the drifting islands. Most people said that was just the ether current, the luminous stream of energy that kept their world suspended above the veil below. But Kaelis had never believed it was just that. On the morning the sky trembled, the air felt wrong. Edge Island was small, the kind of place the Anchor Authority called minor priority infrastructure. The kind of place that didn't appear on most maps unless someone zoomed in too far. To Kaelis, it was everything. Festival banners snapped in the breeze as he pushed through the crowded street. Music carried from the plaza, vendors shouted over one another. Children darted between stalls with sugared pastries in their hands.
Kaelis!
A voice called. He turned just in time to have a skewer pressed into his palm.
Eat something for once.
His sister laughed.
You look like you're about to fist fight the clouds.
He smirked, taking a bite. Maybe the cloud started it. She rolled her eyes and disappeared back into the crowd. Kaelis chewed, gaze drifting upward. The ether current shimmered overhead, a wide ribbon of silver-blue light that arched between distant islands. It flickered. Not dramatically, not enough for anyone else to notice. But Kaelis stilled. The flicker came again, thinner this time, like a heartbeat skipping. His chest tightened. That's not normal, he muttered. The music in the plaza swelled as the local official began his speech beside the Anchor Monument, a polished stone column etched with glowing sigils. It wasn't the true Anchor, not the one buried beneath the island's core, but it symbolized stability, security, safety. The official raised his hands dramatically.
Today we celebrate another year suspended above the storm. Our anchor remains steady.
The monument flickered. A faint hum vibrated through the stone beneath Kaelis's boots. He felt it in his bones. A bottle toppled off a nearby stall and shattered. The hum deepened.
Routine calibration!
The official called quickly, forcing a laugh. The ground shifted, not enough to knock anyone down, but enough to silence the music. The wind changed direction in a sudden, unnatural sweep. Above them, the ether current spasmed. Someone screamed. Kaelis's eyes snapped to a wooden viewing tower at the plaza's edge. Children were climbing it to watch the fireworks being set for later that night. A support beam cracked. The tower tilted toward open sky. Time fractured. Kaelis ran. He vaulted over a fallen banner pole, boots skidding across stone as the structure groaned. A child slipped, fingers clawing at empty air. Kaelis leapt. His hand closed around the child's wrist. The tower shifted again, dragging them both toward the edge. Too heavy. He couldn't pull them up alone. His boots slid. Wind roared in his ears, and then something answered. A pulse struck from his chest like a second heartbeat. Bright and electric and terrifying. Kaelis gasped. Silver blue light burst outward, not in flame or explosion, but in threads. Fine, luminous strands shot from his chest in every direction. They brushed the people around him, a vendor, a guard, a woman clutching her scarf, and wherever they touched, something clicked. Their eyes flashed with reflected light. Instinctively, they moved. Hands grabbed the tower, shoulders braced, feet dug into stone. They pulled. Together, the child was lifted. The tower steadied. Kaelis collapsed to his knees, breath shuddering. The threads faded. Silence swallowed the plaza. Everyone stared at him. The monument flickered harder. A shadow passed overhead. A sleek authority transport descended through the ether current, engines humming with clinical precision. Its hull gleamed white and gold. Boots hit stone. Uniforms parted the crowd with effortless authority. The lead officer's gaze locked onto Kaelis like a blade finding its sheath.
You,
the officer said evenly.
State your name.
Kaelis forced himself upright. Kaelis Virel.
Confirm you initiated that resonance event.
I saved someone.
Unregulated crest phenomena destabilizes anchors.
The words struck colder than the wind. Crest. Kaelis didn't know what that meant, only that the officer spoke it like a crime. Behind him, the monument groaned again. The plaza cracked in thin spiderweb fractures. If the anchor's failing, Kaelis shot back, why aren't you fixing it? The officer stepped closer, calm, controlled.
Failing anchors can be managed.
They said quietly.
Unpredictable resonance cannot. Restrain him.
Hands grabbed Kaelis's arms. The bridge near the market edge began to tilt again. A cart rolled toward the drop. People screamed. "Let me help!" Kaelis shouted.
No.
The cart tipped further. Kaelis shut his eyes. He couldn't force it. He'd felt that much already. It wasn't power, it was connection. He reached for the memory of the tower, of hands pulling together. The pulse answered again. Weaker this time, but clearer, threads unfurled, thinner, intentional. They touched those closest to him. "Grab the railing!" he shouted. This time they listened. The pulls synchronized. The cart stopped inches from falling into the clouds. For one impossible heartbeat, the entire plaza moved as one. Then the thread snapped, a shockwave blasted outward. Kaelis staggered as the monument released a low, resonant boom that rippled across the sky. Above them, the ether current flared brilliant white. Then it stilled. A silence deeper than sound pressed against the island. Kaelis looked up, trembling. What did I just wake up? In the shadow of a nearby alley, a man in a weathered navy coat watched. Captain Arcton Hale had seen crest resonance once before. He had hoped never to see it again. Smoke flared across the plaza as chaos erupted. Authority agents barked orders. The crowd scattered. Arcton moved. He reached Kaelis in 3 strides, cutting the restraint bonds with practiced efficiency.
If you want to save this island,
Arcton said, voice low and steady.
you can't stay on it.
Kaelis stared at him. Who are you?
Someone who believed the authority once.
The monument pulsed again. Not weaker. Different. The officer turned, fury flashing.
Detain them both!
Arcton grabbed Kaelis's wrist and pulled him into the alleys. Wind roared between the buildings as they ran. They burst onto the island's outer dock, where a sleek, patched skyship waited, engines already glowing. My family, Kaelis began.
You'll see them again,
Arcton said, climbing the ramp.
but only if you learn what you are.
Shouts echoed behind them. Kaelis looked back at the plaza, at the shrinking figures, at the flickering monument that had guarded his entire life. The pulse in his chest answered. He stepped onto the ship. The engines ignited fully, ether sails catching the current like luminous wings. Edge Island fell away beneath them. From the plaza, the lead officer watched the skyship vanish into the glowing stream.
Crestbearer confirmed.
The officer said into their comm.
Initiate pursuit protocol.
On deck, Kaelis gripped the railing as the world opened before him. Drifting islands, endless sky, a horizon without limits. You called me something, he said quietly. Arcton stood beside him, gaze fixed forward.
Crestbearer.
Kaelis swallowed.
And if the stories are true,
Arcton continued, voice edged with something like regret.
you may be the reason the world falls.
Below the clouds, far beneath sight, something ancient stirred. And for the first time in centuries, the deep current listened.
Between the islands, there's a thread we cannot see, pulling you a little closer, pulling you to me. If we're scattered pieces drifting on a fractured sea of blue, then I'll be the quiet current leading